distributing it over, distributing it over a network. So what I mean by that is, in these worlds, we're embedding a network of web display ads, of course, but more in-world signs, video screens, 3D objects, that, again, that's as close as it comes. That's the starting point for this, not the ending point. Because every one of those objects that you see, everything that offers up brands as content, people can click through, and they can do something with it. They can interact with it. That gets into the interaction portion of the model. So, and really the powerful part of this model. So when they choose to interact with the brand, they start with seeking, just like you do in the real world. I need more information about that. I'm interested in that offer. Give me more information about it. And they click through. They very quickly move to, I'm going to acquire or not acquire that content. Either I'm getting it for free, or I have to put some effort into it, or I have to spend some digital currency. But that's the second piece of it. And the final piece is actually using that content. That's the end state. That's where you want, where you're actually using whatever that branded content in a way that adds value, to your experience. So seeking is just clicking through to a branded website, where in this case it's Pepsi. This is literally the act of, on this platform, buying that Pepsi bottle. And this is an avatar actually in the world using that Pepsi can. And I'm not going to go in detail in terms of how that works, and then amplification then just happens if you do a really good job of reaching individual consumers, then they're going to naturally amplify that out by talking and sharing that experience with other people in a variety of ways. So, and I'm quick on time here, so I'm going to show you instead of going through this. So the stages of amplification, using it in front of other people, that's a great implied brand endorsement. Talking about it, so this is a chat box where they're talking about Pepsi. Participating with others in communal branded experiences, so whether it's a concert or an event or a contest or whatever it is, there's a whole bunch of ways that you can encourage people to act in community together around branded content. And finally, evangelism. So this is actually a Pepsi ambassador program where we track people's behavior, and people that exhibit propensity to do cool Pepsi stuff, we offer them an experience where they can actually become ambassadors for the brand and kind of level up, as part of the Pepsi experience. So in terms of measurement, we really look at two things. First and foremost, look at behavior. A lot of research focuses on what people say. This really focuses, and you're actually measuring real behavior, real acquisition, usage, and viral spread, of brands. Secondarily, measuring impact via pretty standard, survey technologies. So I'm going to give you, I can't show you the brand because the data is confidential and MTV won't let me release it yet. But this is a real brand, this is a real experience, and these are real numbers. So distribution, this was a campaign that ran over 6 months. It reached 550,000 unique users, an average of 21 times per user, and generated a total number of impressions, which would be exposure-based impressions, 11.5 million. Interaction. Seek, so an overall click-through rate of 5.5%. First think about that, versus an average in the click-through business of less than 0.02%. Now it's as of 96. Total click-through, 635,000. Total page views, 4.3 million.
Wow.
Acquisition, 20% of those reached. So the total group of people reached, almost 1 out of 3 went on and acquired whatever this brand was. They, on average, acquired 3.5 of them. And they used them, they acquired a staggering almost 500,000, virtual representations, of that brand. 80% of the people that acquired used it almost 18 times. So you get a total number of times the item's used 2 million times. So I go to a brand marketer and say, how do you feel, how would you be willing to buy somebody actually buying your product and actually using your product versus viewing a banner ad, and they say, you're too right, I would. So that's the idea, and you get the amplification part of it, show the technology to do that isn't really available yet. Discuss, this is just aggregating keywords in chat and IM forums, and then running keyword searches against it. Participation, in this case, there was a venue, a branded venue, so we tracked the number of people the number of uniques and the number of people that visited, the venue. There was a brand UGC program, so we tracked the number of entries, the number of views. So people We're creating branded videos and branded pictures that we are posting up that the community could view. And finally, evangelization. 26,000 users joined this brand ambassador program, and they performed almost 660,000 brand ambassador actions that, again, that we can measure. So if you look at a kind of total impressions report on this, you know, you just get an atom. So, you know, and the interesting thing is, normally a campaign would just be measuring the, you know, the distribution, how many impressions did we put out, maybe just seek, which would be click-throughs and page views. All this other stuff is things you can't really measure in any other experience. And that's my BlackBerry. We also went on and did survey work, so this is just showing, you know, what happened in terms of key brand metrics. I've never seen numbers like this, so this is showing impact on top box purchase intent. Normally you're really excited if you get 5 to 10 point, you know, increases on top box, which is very sensitive. So on average, people that didn't engage in this, their purchase interest top box was 19%, so they would definitely buy this brand. The people that participated on any level with this branded experience, it went to 52%. So it's really pretty staggering, kind of the impact of this model. So I'm done. The point I've got is this is very real. Real branding is what matters. The avatar thing is a real deal. There is a real model for driving scalable branding online, and I don't think these will be the end state in terms of the metrics, but they're very real metrics, and I think Jared's going to talk to us more about that.
Wow. That's really cool. Might go off.